Grover always looked after me when I was little, and when I started school even. He always took care of me when I was in first and second grade. Of course, the way we had grades was by readers, McGuffey's readers. We'd start at the first reader and go to the fifth. And when you got able to read all that's in the first, you'd go to the second. And that's the way you advanced, you see. And we didn't have any report cards or anything like that. We just advanced as fast as we could. We had first, second, third, and fourth, and fifth readers and McGuffey spellers. Would you like to hear a poem out of McGuffey's reader?
Sure.
It has a moral to it, and it's a farmyard scene. It goes like this. Once there was a pretty chicken, but his friends were very few, for he thought that there was nothing in the world but what he knew. So he always in the farmyard had a very forward way, telling all the geese and turkeys what they ought to do and say. Mrs. Goose, he said, I wonder that your goslings you should let go out paddling in the water. It'll kill them to get wet. My old Aunt Dorcas, he began to her one day, I wish you wouldn't set all summer on the hay. Won't you come out to the meadow where the grass with seeds is filled? If I should, said Mrs. Dorking, then my eggs would all get chilled. No, they won't, replied the chicken, and no matter if they do. Eggs are really good for nothing. What's an egg to me or you? What's an egg, said Mrs. Dorking. Can it be you do not know? You yourself was in an eggshell just one little month ago, and if kind wings had not warmed you, you would not be out today telling hens and geese and turkeys what they ought to do and say. And the moral is, to be very wise and show it, 'tis a pleasant thing, no doubt, but when young folks talk to old folks, they should know what they're about.
Tell me, did you have pencils and paper and stuff like that at school? What did you write with?
We had slates. We couldn't, first of course, we couldn't afford to buy tablets, so we had slates. A slate would cost probably 10 or 15 cents. It'd be maybe 6, 8 inches wide, a little longer. And then there was a slate pencil, 4 inches long probably, and it was slate, of course, and it would write on the slate. Then you rub it off and write again. And we done most of our writing in that. We get these penny pencils, and the slate pencil cost a penny. And of course it'd break pretty easy. It wasn't very long. We had short pencils. And then we'd buy these penny pencils and perhaps cut them in two in the middle, and that'd make a pencil for each one, you see. Mm-hmm. So it was very economical for us. We had to live that way. We had, after we got the garden, a farm raised, we had plenty, of course, to eat and to wear, but we had to be. We never had much money. Of course, Dad always talked to us boys. He'd say, well, what do you need with money? Just spend it, wouldn't do you any good. And of course, that was partly true. I learned something, another one in the book. Of course, we had, I reckon, old-time books. I remember Cutter's Physiology and Hygiene, that was the name of it. And it had 10 laws of health, was the first thing in the inside of it. Now I remember part of them. One was breathe pure air, take wholesome food and drink, take adequate outdoor exercise, avoid the use of alcoholic beverages, avoid the use of tobacco in any form. And that's about as far down as I could go. But I remember the last one was just 2 words, be chaste.
That was from one of your school books?
Yeah, that was in physiology and hygiene. We had to pass on that, you see. And then, of course, we had geography readers and arithmetic. You know, it always seems kind of funny to me, but when I took examination for teaching, arithmetic was one of my highest grades, probably the highest.
Well, how many years of that school did you go to?
I went there to the home school till I was 15. And then, I got another one there. I learned from Dr. Roberts, we have to return to call him. Back there, we learned names of the presidents and governors and a lot of what they call little things now. But the doctor gave me a line, or I heard it, he was the originator of it, that gave us a clue to the President of the United States. Now, if you'll take the first letter of each word on what I'm going to tell you, that gives you the first letter or the clue to the President. It started like this: Washington and Jefferson made many a joke. Van Buren had troubles, plenty to find. Poor banknotes let Johnson go home, greatly astonished, counting his cash more ruefully. Now the first letter will give you the presidency: Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jefferson. See, or Jackson.
We used a lot of those in medical school.
Did you learn them?
Well, we used the same sort of a thing to memorize things.
Did you use that line?
I've never heard that one before, though.
Well, that line will take you up to Theodore Roosevelt.